Alright, recently I've not really been posting on Instagram, actually pretty much at all. Maybe the occasional like story posts, but that was very different to like just earlier this year when I would do like weekly posts, weekly reels. I'm a musician, right? So as an artist, I need to be having some presence on some kind of social media in this day and age. It's just not gonna work if I don't do that. But like I've said, I've not been on Instagram, not even to like check Instagram or like keep up with what my other friends are doing musically or whatever. I've just not been on Instagram. I've been on YouTube, and that's been fun. But the reason why I'm not on Instagram right now, at this current moment, or posting, or even scrolling, or whatever, not that I usually scroll anyways. But anyways, that's because I am working on new stuff. I'm working on new music, and if I'm being honest, I just don't have the brain power to do even like weekly reels right now in my life. For the past maybe 2 months at this point, I've just been like cranking on new music. It's been good, it's been fun, and I'm really proud of what I've been able to do with my music and my work. So internally, it is extremely fulfilling, but externally, I feel like I'm making like no progress, and it kind of is weird to have that contrast internally versus externally. Like, yes, I'm making all this great music, or I think it's really great music. I'm very proud of it, like I keep saying, but I'm not posting about that music or the making of that music. And, well, that's for two reasons. One being, I want to finish the album before I release any music, and so I'm still doing that. It's 10 songs, fun fact. But 10 songs, that takes a good amount of time. I feel like I work pretty fast, and I do all my own productions, so I don't have to like wait for turnarounds from other people necessarily. And two, I feel like behind the scenes content just kind of goes against my personal beliefs and philosophy onto the artistic medium that is music. Part of that like mystique, and I've said that word before on this channel, part of that mystique is the mystery of like how the heck did this person come up with this? And of course there are like anecdotal stories and like maybe photos taken in the studio, but to kind of just lay it all out there as content, it ruins that mystique. For me, when I see that from other people, I'm like why would you do this to yourself? I feel like your mind can come up with whatever craziest story, more crazier than the actual reality of it, because I mean most songs are not like they don't have super crazy stories. Some do, and that's really awesome when you hear about them. Like the my go-to example is "When Doves Cry" by Prince. That song famously has no bass, but as the story goes, Prince was in the studio and he was doing a production and a mix on this, and he had a bass track recorded. But as the story goes, he looked to his engineer, I forget who it was, but he looked at her and was like, they ain't never gonna believe I did this, and then boop, mute the bass. If he like set up his little tripod and like did that exact same thing, it would just look lame. I'm sorry, it'll look lame, and it looks lame when other people do that too. Okay, that was a bit of a tangent. I forgot what I was talking about originally. Let me think. Right, social media. So it feels like if I don't post on social media, to other people maybe at least, it seems like I'm not going anywhere. I'm not making progress. And that's kind of the illusion of it, because I think the most progress happens when you're not moving, actually. It's those quiet moments where you can kind of sit and reflect and think of ideas and maybe even do some like inner growth stuff. It's not really meaningful progress, I guess, if you're just always moving, always going, always, you never have a chance to rest. And that's really important because progress, I feel like, requires failure. I have failed many times when I've been writing songs. I've been writing songs pretty much since 2019. I think I've done at least, if I had to guess, more than 120 songs. Not all of them are like fully complete or recorded or produced or whatever, but out of those, let's say 120, a nice, even, good number. Out of those 120 songs, maybe, let's see, I've posted maybe 40, 45, maybe 50 of those songs, and I mean, no one will ever hear the other, whatever remaining songs, I don't do math, because they just weren't as good as the other songs. And that's okay. I think, again, progress needs that failure to be actually considered as progress. When you're posting your behind the scenes and like whatever content's about, just in general, I guess, about music, you're not allowed to have a failure. You're not allowed to sound bad. You're not allowed to even experiment because that comes with the potential of failure. And even if you're not doing like behind the scenes stuff and you're doing like little short form clips, which I mean, you got to do something. I'm doing YouTube, but if you want to do short form clips, like you should do that. It just takes away that period of rest and reflection that you need to like actually grow and create something meaningful. So what's the solution here? Those of you who are not new to my channel, who are returning, know what I'm about to say. It's the B word. Ready, everyone, on three. 1, 2, 3, balance. You have to like figure out ways that you can balance your social media output, or just like marketing output in general, I guess, with the actual creative part, because I mean that's the reason why people take creative careers, is because they want to create, right? Even though Instagram Reels and TikTok whatever videos, they're short, they take a surprisingly long time to make and edit. And honestly, to me at least, it's pretty tedious. I dislike it. I dislike that process. These YouTube videos, on the other hand, they still probably take the same amount of time, and I'm pretty much uploading maybe 4, 5, 6 times a week, but the process is not tedious to me. It's pretty straightforward, actually. I can focus on the content, like the words that I'm saying, instead of crazy retention editing and all that stuff, and I like it. That's what it comes down to. I like doing this kind of stuff. Another thing that I've been doing, I don't know if this works for everyone, but definitely works for me, is scheduling rest time. That doesn't mean like I'm scheduling a like planned out activity or like writing time. I think the fun part about music and writing music is that it just kind of hits you. It comes to you. You can't plan for it. But you can say like, okay, this evening perhaps I'm just going to hang out, chill out. I'm not going to go out anywhere. I'm not going to like hang out with people. I'm just going to do whatever I want to do. Do whatever I want to do that's not like music or work related, that is. I guess that means or it doesn't mean that I can't make music at all. It just means that like I'm not writing anything. I could just be like playing guitar for fun, playing bass for fun. And again, like maybe an idea will come. That's kind of the thrill of it all, the thrill of writing music. Or, I could play a video game, or I could watch a movie, watch some TV, just kind of relax, go for a walk if I'm up for it. Perhaps like sit down and listen to an album in the studio. And that's what I'll call like intentional rest. That I've been doing since maybe like 3 years at this point, and that's been really helpful in like managing my burnout and also just like coming up with new ideas. I know you need inspiration to write stuff. You need inspiration to create any art form, really. And I think it's so interesting to create music based on inspirations that are not music, such as movies or games, or just like, walking outside and you see something that inspires you visually. And then how does that translate into music now? And not necessarily about like the plot of a game or a movie or whatever, but the emotions associated with it. Like I can't think of like a named example off the top of my head, but like maybe in a movie like something will happen, and then I mean this comes with a good acting performance, a good like writing, screenwriting for the movie, but something will happen, and then just that like feeling of the emotion behind the scene, that inspires me. But to like tie that in with the whole point of this video, none of that happens if you're always posting and always moving on social media. And here's the thing, I probably will return to posting reels on Instagram like semi-regularly, like weekly or whatever, because that's definitely what I need to do to share the music that I've put like a year and a half, almost 2 years of my life into. And when it's time, I'll do that. That's okay. I think learning how to be consistent and post on social media and like have a weekly schedule, that's a valuable skill that I've gained from previously posting on social media on a weekly basis. And when I was on doing TikTok videos, I don't do that anymore, but I probably won't return to that also. But with these TikTok videos, I learned how to post multiple times a week and how I want to like batch record some content, what I want to post, and those are skills that I think are really valuable when the time comes. But as of right now, I'll post the occasional story thing. I've been upgrading my studio, so just like I'll post a little story thing about like, hey, look at this new setup. But I'm not just like putting content out there because, well, I'm an artist. I'm not a content creator. You could say that like this, what I'm doing here with these videos, is like content, and it's like sure, maybe it is, but I feel like it's not. It's far removed from what content actually is. I intentionally like leave these videos unedited, and I enjoy doing that. I think that makes the videos more meaningful to me and hopefully others too. So, in conclusion, make your art, focus on that, because at the end of the day, you want to be recognized for your art, not your content. The content will help you perhaps be recognized for your art, but focus on the art. Just do that first. Get that first step out of the way. So yeah, that's all I got. Peace.